What we're going to do today is we're going to paint the horizon. Now, you need to take a little bit of time with this because it's one of those things that will make or break a painting and set off everyone's alarms. So what we want to do is take a little bit of time and really work on that interaction between the sky and the water. And if you get that right, it'll be completely unnoticeable. All that hard work, but unnoticeable. So the very first thing I should say is, if you're at this stage reaching for your masking tape, stop. No masking tape. If you use masking tape, you're going to get a really hard edge, and there's always a lovely soft transition where the sky meets the water. We'll go into that in a bit more in a second. So what we want is, the water is actually quite reflective. And so as it becomes flatter relative to our eye and disappears over the horizon, it's going to reflect the sky in increments. So what we want to do is be sensitive to that, and at some point allow for an adjustment in colour to match with the sky. Once we get that right, our horizons will be perfect. So we have to give a little bit of thought to this before we start. We need a gradation of colour from the horizon up, and we need a gradation of colour from the horizon down. Now, doing a gradation up and down takes some time, and with acrylics we don't have a lot of time. So what we want to do is set ourselves up so that we can spend as much time as we need to get the horizon right. So the solution is to mix up this colour that's close to the horizon and this colour that's close to the horizon. Spend some time pulling those two together, making sure you've got plenty of them on the palette. And then later on you can come back and add to them and work up, and add to them and work down. So some of you might be worried about getting your horizon perfectly level. You can, if you want to, draw it on with a pencil first, a ruler and a pencil, but make sure you lock it in first with some binder medium or something before you paint over it. Because otherwise the lead that's in the pencil will bleed and it'll discolour your paint. So I'm roughly happy with my line, and I'm far too impatient to worry about drawing it, so I'm just going to rip straight in. I get my blue, watercolour, I've now got that roughly right. I can now clean my brush and put my sky colour on here, and I've got all the time in the world because I've got this colour here, and I can come back and blend down if I need to, and afterwards blend up. So I know Michelangelo lay on his back while he was painting some of the roof of the Sistine Chapel. You don't have to do that. Now, I've just roughed that in. I'm going to spend a little bit of time now tweaking and getting it right. But I just wanted to get some paint down first. Now, great idea. If you want your horizon to be level, get the back of your paintbrush and hold the paintbrush here, and we just run our paintbrush all the way along, and we can see whether we've got any high spots or low spots. Little tip, you may need these. So what I'm doing is I'm just looking along the edge. This will show you where all the high spots and low spots are. I'm just going to flip that up like that because I've got a high spot along here. Now I've made this horizon nice and close to the edge, which is kind of useful. I can use my finger there to run it down. It's kind of a little bit like a seesaw or a tug of war. You pull a little bit one way and push a bit the other way, and pull and push and pull and push. don't be scared to take as much time as you need to get this right. Now, I'm probably overly pedantic about it. It's possibly one of my little OCD things. Another trick you can do if you want to soften this up a little bit is to get your brush on its flat like that, or even get around and just hold it on the edge and just do this. All the way down the whole picture. And what that will do, it will just pull those colours very gently together to help you get that lovely soft transition. Boom. Another little tip, while you're doing this, it helps if you make the right noise. I find it works really well. So in the process of that toing and froing, my sky colour got a little bit skinny. But that's all right, I've got plenty of colour there. I can always come down. I don't have to paint right up to that horizon now. I can leave my brush a little bit above it, and I've got room. Then I can blend upwards, and then I can do exactly the same process to paint the water down. I mix up my blue, or use my blue here, paint, mix up a darker colour, and then work my way down. So I hope you're all as OCD about horizons as I am now. It's really nice to have my OCD-ness shared around. But for more tips and techniques, you might want to try my Tips and Techniques DVD. They'll give you some tips and techniques. They won't teach you how to speak good